Since we like singing and dancing, let's do a couple dances. We're going to start out with The Ocean Refuses No River. I thought this would fit in really, really good because it's like basically the river doesn't really have to do anything to get to the ocean besides just flow to the ocean. And we're just like that. The ocean refuses no river, no river. The ocean refuses no river, no river. Ishkalama bude la la. Ishkalama bude la. Just in case somebody doesn't know the words, it's the ocean refuses no river, then Ishq Allah Mabud Layla. Ishq Allah Mabud Layla, which translates usually as God is love, lover, and beloved. The ocean refuses no river, no river. The ocean refuses no river, no river. Ishkalama bude la la. Ishkalama bude la la. Here's our movements. We start out, we're doing a slight grapevine to the right, starting with the left foot. So the ocean refuses. Now come in, river, no river. The ocean refuses no river, no river. Ishkalama our little grapevine, the ocean refuses. Now come in, river, no river. The ocean refuses no river, no river. Ishkalama the ocean refuses no river, no river. The ocean refuses no river, no river. Ishkalama la la. Ishkalama the I'll sing a song and then explain what it is. So hum, 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 so hum. Our words are very simple, just so hum, and it's Sanskrit and it translates to I am that. And so the idea of this dance is that we all already have a fully awakened, enlightened being inside of ourselves. We just never slow down enough to see that.
Right.
And when you do, it's like, oh, I am that. So hum. I'll sing the song one more time and then show you some simple movements. So hum, 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 so hum. So we're going to just simply go to the right. So hum, so hum, left. So hum, coming in. So hum, and out. So hum, to the right. So hum, left. So hum, so in. And then out. So hum, so hum. So hum, so hum. So hum, so hum. So hum, so hum. So hum, So unmute. I want to hear what everyone thinks about this. Wayne and I were talking this morning about how in the dances we've been trained to just like dance and participate, but like not talk. This is a topic that you can't be wrong about. So
it brings up my experience of aging, of like I experience more pain now in my hips than what I remember in the past, experience. So now when I do it, I'm aware of my discomfort in my body. Also very aware of the separateness and the difference of the experience of holding hands in a group, in a community, versus through Zoom.
You're right.
I think that's a perfect example because it's like, here we are with Zoom and we're so lucky to have it, right? And yet we hanker for the other while we're doing it.
Yeah.
So,
At least you're aware of the body pain.
oh, yeah.
Or not to be.
Right.
Yeah, no, I hear you, Brent. And Gani, what were you going to say?
Oh, well, kind of touching on the same topic. I just had my second new hip, which is great. No more hip pain. But then 2 weeks later, I broke my kneecap. So that's why I'm housebound.
Oh, no.
It's going to be a long story, a long road. If I Googled it and it's not promising. Yeah, but then again, I heard from a neighbor, his patella broke in several pieces. Mine is only half. And it healed by itself. And he is with a wheelchair. He has some muscle situation. And so that sounds really promising. That's what I want, healed by itself. Anyway, I'm in a cast for the next, who knows how long.
What about a wheelchair?
I have one of those pushers things just to protect myself for safety. I do not want to make another fall. I do not want to risk this healing. It has to heal. I mean, my whole lifestyle is on the what do you call it?
On the go?
Threatened, yeah, totally. Yeah. I live 18 steps up minimal.
Oh
no.
On the second floor. So I'm really slow.
Yeah.
Right.
So I live in this really small town, and a lot of, I've lived here a long time, and there's always been a lot of really elderly people, and because we don't have really a whole lot of traffic and stuff, everybody, there's just always a number of people who just scoot around town in their little wheelchairs and various things, and they're
motorized.
Yeah. And they're so ornery, and they look like they're actually having a whole lot of fun. And I remember when my dad was really ill, I told him, get a scooter and then go out. And he was like, oh no, because he didn't want anybody to see him in the scooter. And I'm like, rock it, man. So Gani, rock it.
Oh, I am. They're all laughing at me, but I had a lot of neighbors offer help too if I need a ride somewhere. So that is nice to hear that they actually noticed there's something going on here. Yeah. And a couple of weeks ago, we went door to door for the Democrats in Gallatin County, and we met this older lady, and boy, was she a hoot. I mean, also with a pusher, and she was going to get her motorized, and she's just going to zip around like crazy, I think.
Gani, you so qualify for that.
Oh, I'm not sure I'm ready, Serene, but it seems like life is forcing me. And it seems like this talk about focusing on one thing is just the perfect thing for me to hear.
Exactly. I was just going to say, be that person who needs to rest and take care of your kneecap, and hopefully it'll heal.
Yeah, but there's the garden and the weeds and the grass and all that stuff too. So,
well, sure.
That's what they make young people for.
Where do you find them?
You ask?
Maybe in salmon, but Bozeman is set everybody's. Who knows?
Right.
You ask? I'm not a young person, but I love to garden. I would so love to come help you if I were nearby.
Come on over.
I know. Asking is, we're so used to giving. The give and receive needs both. So to practice receiving requires something a little different sometimes, to actually ask.
Sometimes it's just luck. Like we have friends in Hamilton, and our friends in Hamilton had these friends in Boise that suddenly got a job coming and running the brew pub in Salmon. And so they didn't have any place to live. So we were like, get an RV and come live in our yard. Yeah. And so these young people showed up, and they have a kid, and they got a dog, and they got a bird, and they got a cat. And they were living in an RV out in our yard, and they helped us get our whole spring together. And then Wayne and I caught COVID. And so we were like housebound. And so they just took care of everything. So sometimes it just happens. So just just keep plugging around. The more people you know, the better. Yeah.
Actually, I was thinking of putting an RV in my backyard for me. Because
friend, let's leave. I have a political action commitment right now. So.
Good for you, Rockmana. Rock that, Rockmana.
Beautiful blessings to all of you this summer.
Okay, we'll come to your zikr. I'll pass it out to everyone.
Thank you. Salam alaikum. Thank you.
Hard to go door to door with a pusher.
No, I'm actually going to be on the phone, so that's another way. Yeah, we can all do a little something if we find our thread. So thank you all. Many blessings.
Thank you. It's wonderful to meet her. Jennifer, I see you, but I don't see you. And Martha's hiding this time too, because she knows we make her answer questions because she's so smart.
Where's Jennifer?
Jennifer is in Idaho Falls.
Oh, okay. Not that far. I probably have seen her face before then.
She's unmuted, so talk, Jennifer.
Hello, it's so good to see you. Thank you so much for bringing the dances into my home. And no, I'm not turning on my camera because I got home late last night from Jackson. I went there, I won a sound bath. And so I went there for a sound bath and then goofed around in Jackson. And it's interesting because what she was talking about during her lesson in the sound bath was similar to what we talked about today about receiving and giving. And she had mentioned that when we're in a state of gratitude, those synchronicities happen so much more than when we're not in a state of gratitude. And so my practice has just been today, just really just trying to stay in the state of gratitude. And then I remembered the Zoom call, and I'm so grateful that I got to hear you sing and sing along with you. I'm belting it out at the top of my lungs in my bedroom and just loving every minute of it. So thank you.
Oh, good. Hey, I think that's really interesting that you put that in there, Jennifer, because kind of isn't gratitude when you cease doing everything else? Then gratitude's usually just kind of there.
Ooh, that's good. I'm going to ponder that all day long.
Unless your hips really hurt. Okay, well, in that case, since now we can picture Jennifer in her room belting it out at the top of her lungs. So let's do another song. So everyone mute, please. Oh, so we have the perfect song. How did you guys know to put that perfect attunement in there for this song? I mean, Ishkala mabud leila. God is love, lover, and beloved. Ishkala mabud leila. God is love, lover, and beloved. Ooh, Allah. Ooh, and again, just to make sure you know the words, it's Ishq Allah Mabud Leila. Ishq Allah Mabud Leila. And then the translation, God is love, lover, and beloved. Ishq Allah Mabud Leila. God is love, lover, and beloved. Ishq Allah Mabud Leila. God is love, lover, and beloved. Ooh, Allah. Ooh, In the Buddhist tradition, they honor all the various illuminated beings, because when we think about these various people, we can bring in that energy for ourselves. I'll sing this and then explain the words. We're singing to Amitabaya, who is one of these illuminated beings. Om Namo Amitabaya, Buddhaya, Dharmaya, Sanghaya. Om Namo Amitabaya, Buddhaya, Dharmaya, Sanghaya. Om Namo, Om Namo Amitabaya. Om Namo, Om Namo Amitabaya. So this is a dance that we can do sitting really nicely too, because we start out at the beginning and it's Om Na, and our hands come up. Mo Amitabaya above your head, if your arms can get up there. And then we go Buddhaya, Dharmaya, Sanghaya at your heart and down. So Buddhaya, we are honoring that point of singularity that's inside of all of us. Really, that what we were talking about last week, the non-duality and the ceasing to do. Buddhaya. Dharmaya, we do it at our mouth, because this is how we share with our community. So this is the Dharma. The Dharma is your actions, right? So the singularity, then your actions and your voice and your speaking. And then Sanghaya is all of the people together as one. And so we do that as at our heart, and then we go down. So Om Namo Amitabaya, Buddhaya, Dharmaya, Sanghaya. Then repeat that. Om Namo Amitabaya, Buddhaya, Dharmaya, Sanghaya. Now if we were in a circle, we'd be spinning with our partners, but instead just connect with the room that's around you and the people that are here on the Zoom with us. Om Namo, Om Namo Amitabaya, Om Namo, Om Namo Amitabaya. And we're just facing the inside of the circle and doing our movements. Om Namo Amitabaya, Buddhaya, Dharmaya, Sanghaya. Now you'd be doing it with your partner. Om Namo Amitabaya, Buddhaya, Dharmaya, Sanghaya. Spinning. Om Namo, Om Namo, Om Namo circle walks in. Om Namo, Om Namo, oh, and out. Namo Amitabaya. Om Namo Amitabaya. Buddhaya, Dharmaya, Sanghaya. So as I was dancing that and seeing Martha come in, it kind of made me think about the dances itself, and the context that I'm doing this whole thing in is, Sam's life, and how he traveled around and met all these remarkable beings, and that song brings in the Sangha, the people together. And this thing that Sam Lewis ended up creating, the Dances of Universal Peace, has brought so many people in with so much creativity, and just all the dances that have come out of it. And it just naturally, spontaneously creates this Sangha, that we participate in the dance circles, but now we're participating in on Zoom. I mean, it's carried us through, right, Martha? I mean, you have been so instrumental in the background details of making this whole thing happen, and watched and guided it for a long time.
Yeah, and this is interesting because right now there's an organization having a shredding event today, and I've been going through boxes of dance history way back to the beginning, and reading this history of way back when everything started, and these pieces of paper that back and forth between all the key players, and okay, I don't need to keep this anymore. It's interesting, but I'm gate, and so this feels good. And there's also this archivist in me that said, yeah, but people should know, and but then nah, nobody knows. Nobody's asked me ever for a piece of paper in a box.
Yeah, but maybe you need to write the next book.
No. No.
Well, history has to be transmitted, on and on. It used to be done by voice and stories, and maybe you need to be writing it down in a book that can be passed on to somebody.
Or maybe we need to just be interviewing her or something.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, we'll bring you in as one of our remarkable beings.
It's a lot of history there, Martha.
I know, and I'm letting it go.
I know it. The other thing you could possibly do, if you haven't already started shredding, is to make digital copies of it.
Yeah, that's such a big
takes
job.
Days.
No, that takes months and months, and
yeah.
And really, the truth of the matter is that it is preserved. It has been created. We like what we just did, right? Those two songs are by two different people who came into the dances and were inspired to write those songs, and then we heard them, we loved them, we do them, and they're there. So one thing I was thinking too is, so next Tuesday we're going to be talking to Eric, and the Sangha, Buddhism arose in this really entire society. It was all intertwined together, the monasteries and the teachers and the communities and everything like that. And so that's what, the Sangha includes all that. And here in the United States, we've created that, pretty good in the dances, but, lots of the other spiritual world is kind of like this thing over there and that thing over there. And so I was thinking that when we come and meet Eric on Tuesday, we're bringing something to him as well. He's not just simply giving something to us, because we have this is it a unique thing that we've created, or?
I don't know. It's not that it's unique, but it's certainly different from what he's used to.
Right.
It's a reality that we live in.
Perspectives meeting or something like that. You know, and I kind of think the same thing was true with Vishrant. You know, we kind of let him know, hey, here's this thing going on, and we're interested in you. You know, and it'll be the same with Jeff Carrera. So Jeff Carrera, his whole thing is about creating spiritual communities in various ways. So it's going to be a really interesting,
that should be an interesting talk.
Meeting with him. What do you got?
I would say that I just went to the Layla Zikr in Southwest Washington, 70 people. We were all outside most of the time. It was wonderful. No masks. We all stayed healthy. It was just incredible. And it was like we just were like that and no time had passed at all, you know. And I'm hoping Wilderness will be like that too.
Yeah. Who organized that one? I mean, do Layla B and Bodhi do, or?
Yeah, and then Ananda Hazard was the registrar, camp manager.
Here in the States, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was wonderful.
Well,
and we're dancing once a month in a park in Seattle.
Yeah.
From April to October.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna do something in our area again too. So Wayne is gonna retire.
Oh.
And then he's gonna have some more time.
You mean he hasn't been already?
So he's gonna, you know, and it'll be the perfect time. I mean, it just felt a little too soon to try to get something going here. We'll follow along the momentums of everybody else, and for sure. Stupid viruses. What else do you have to say, Brent?
Well, I enjoy the music. It brings back so many memories, and then it stirs my my heart and body to move. And I like seeing and hearing the voices of others.
The dances have been very important to me for 30 years. And so it's my spiritual practice, at least. Yeah, it is. And actually, I don't really like to do a lot of chatting at the dances. I mean, I like to stay in that space.
Right. No, I agree at the dances. I think it adds to the Zoom, though, don't you think?
To talk now?
To when we're meeting on Zoom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and maybe
I love this conversation. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Maybe I'm being selfish because the experience of me and Wayne just like sitting here and like doing a Zoom just all by ourselves just feels very disconnected and unsatisfying, you know, and that's why we kind of did it and then stopped doing it and then stopped doing it. And so you guys mean so much to us that you participate.
Just meeting like this is all right.
And vice versa. I've been really enjoying the ones that I was able to attend or didn't space out.
Yeah.
You know,
talk about history, Martha. There's a lot of history just right here as we look and share each other on Zoom. I mean, just think how many years we've been doing this and how many years we've known each other and what we've seen, what we've known. You know, that's a pretty incredible amount of stories that can go on there.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't wait to be together again and come to Salmon or to Bitterroot or whatever. Inland. That's where I think I remember Brent at Inland, I think. Yeah, I haven't been.
That's an old lava person.
Yeah, I used to go there.
Well, you know, Wayne and I have that tent, and once he's retired, we can just throw everything in the RV and like just go up to Bozeman and do a big dance and get people to come, and then go down to Boise and do one, and then, you know, schlep over to Seattle. And we just need a place to put the tent up. And
you forgot Idaho Falls.
Idaho Falls, yes. And well, you know,
oh, sorry,
Jennifer, we have a place in Victor too. Michelle Visor, she's got a house there with a big flat place where we can put up the tent. So
Victor works.
Yeah, Victor will work.
Yeah. It's nice to have a central place and that you get familiar with. You know, I love coming to Salmon.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I don't really want to travel all the way to Seattle.
No, yeah. So, well, yeah, and there's so many places in Salmon that we could, and even when it gets really hot in the summer, we could find someplace up high where it's,
in the woods. Go in the woods.
Down by the river.
Yeah, that's even better.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's close with just one more song here. Shanti is peace. Shanti Prashanti. Down to the Namaste.